Hello, my name is Joel. Welcome to WTF Performance. Today, you just saw me slam some spark plugs and wires on my 300ZX project. I also replaced the radiator cap, took off the fan to get it out of the way so I can change some belts. But the main reason I am taking a break from actually doing some work on this thing is I want to see if it runs better. I was having this problem pretty much whenever you try to get into the throttle and generate some boost, it would just cut out and start misfiring real bad, wouldn't accelerate at all. And I want to see, A, with new spark plugs and wires, does it run better? And B, I found a pretty massive boost leak and I hopefully fixed it with some scrap hose that I had laying around. But there's only one way to tell if it's fixed, and that's to go for another drive. Not a long one with no radiator fan, but I'll stay local and try to keep it under control. Let's fire it up. I'd say it definitely found out the problem. It was definitely that boost leak, or those spark plugs just couldn't handle any boost, but that boost leak was bad. It was a small hose. I don't know where it went. It was on one of the intake tubes, and it just had a huge rip in it. I just swapped it to a new piece of hose, put the clamps back on it, and boom, we got a boost. Now I just got to put that fan back on so I can actually do a full pull and see what this thing does. But that's huge. This thing runs and drives good now. That exhaust is terrible. So I think the massively warped brake rotors, I'm gonna knock those out next, and maybe I'll slap an exhaust on this thing so it's actually like usable. Because right now I can't even talk while I'm driving, it's too damn loud. I was so fired up it's running good, I decided to steal Lindsay and show her the car, take her for a little lap around the neighborhood. What do you think, babe?
Well, it's not smoking, I don't think, is it?
Yeah, it's smoking a little.
A little. But it's a lot better from the other day.
That's just residual. I actually noticed the back of the driver's side valve cover, of course. That's where all the heat is from the turbo. That's what's leaking. It's just dripping oil onto the turbo. And I think it was mostly for me washing the engine bay. And then it also is just getting hot for the first time in probably years.
Yeah.
So every test drive, it burns off some oil, and hopefully it'll cut that out. And I don't have to fix that valve cover gasket.
Yeah.
Because it's horrible looking.
But it's a lot better.
Man, it gets into boost. I'm not even familiar. I don't think this thing has a boost gauge, but it's got the accelerometer, and that's all that matters. It accelerates like a cassette tape flying, fast forwarding into the 80s greatness. Pretty neat.
Yeah.
Didn't overheat either, even with no fan on it.
Yeah.
I was thinking about putting electric fans back on, but now that I see that the whole system works, I'm definitely just gonna put that fan back on. Subscribe for more content with the 300ZX, and with more progress getting done on this, I'd like to start leaving this outside and then tear back into the Corvette. So I didn't forget about the Corvette. I still want to drive it. It's gonna be way more satisfying than this, but I'll tell you what, spark plugs, wires, and just adding some water to the cooling system and cleaning up some vacuum leaks and boost leaks. And this thing's a little freight train. It feels pretty good getting into boost, and I haven't even floored it or redlined it yet. You know, I've just been easing into it.
Yeah.
And I think that's best with old cars, you know. Find the problems, beat on them a little bit, find more problems, beat on them a little bit, until you can just whomp on them and they'd like it.
Yeah.
So,
man, it's loud.
It's loud.
I hope the neighbors don't hate us.
I think the neighbors are hating us probably for a moment, but I normally keep my cars at a reasonable volume.
Yeah.
I think the next episode I'm going to tackle the brakes, and we'll see what else. Maybe that exhaust system, maybe I put that off a little longer, but the brakes, ball joint, tie rod end will massively increase its drivability. So I think that's probably the next things I should tackle, and then after that we can get into the fun stuff, cosmetically fixing the paint, maybe adding some paint to it, getting that exhaust system on there, and I took that door panel off, you can see, to maybe swap that mirror out, and then it's done.
Yay!
And then it's just a cruiser. Normally I like my cars to be stick. I don't mind this one being automatic. Driving it around, it kind of feels like I'm looking at the futuristic dashboard, and I'm like, the gears shift themselves. It's amazing. It's so advanced. So, you know, this, I don't know how it'll do on the highway, but it feels like a touring two-seater.
Yeah.
Like something that you'd go for long drives in.
Well, we could drive it when we visit family, but first maybe Menards.
Yeah.
See how it does.
We'll venture 10 minutes away from the house, and then 20 minutes, and then we'll shoot for the 3-hour drive to our.
Yeah, the 3-hour drive for the first time might be a little sketch, but
it's ambitious.
Yeah, but we'll see.
What's Top Gear always say? Ambitious but rubbish. So, thanks for watching the video. We'll see you in the next one.
See ya.
Later.